A heat wave's hitting the Midlands. We have everything you need to know to protect your family and your car during this extreme heat. Plus, police in Dallas are on high alert this morning after several people opened fire on their headquarters. We've got more on that investigation.
Well, here's the saving grace for today. It's a lovely breeze. The flags over the State House. That breeze is going to help because it's going to be hot. Your full forecast coming up this morning. Stick with us.
And as we all trying to stay cool this weekend, remember to check on the well-being of your elderly neighbors.
It's a shame when you have someone who's elderly and they have no friends, no family to check on them. Our job is to step in and do that, to make sure that they're okay. And if you know someone who's in that situation, let us know so that we can make sure they're okay as well.
Richland County has a HOPE task force, which stands for Helping Our Precious Elderly. Deputies go door to door visiting elderly residents, making sure that everyone is safe in this heat. They give out fans and even air conditioning units. So if you know someone who needs help, you can call the HOPE task force at 803-576-3183. And with those high temperatures, several local organizations are opening their doors for those who need a cool escape. Transitions on Main Street opens its day center 7 days a week during business hours all year long. But for the summer months, the Salvation Army is teaming up to supply something many of us take for granted: buckets of ice and free cups of water. Anyone who's homeless is welcome to come into the day center at Transitions to get some ice cold water and to cool off in their air conditioning from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. New this morning, shots were fired at Dallas Police Headquarters in Texas around 12:30 a.m. Police say the attack began when shots were fired from inside of an armored vehicle. Police then chased that van from the scene and remained in a standoff with the armored van occupants in the Dallas suburb of Hutchins. The Dallas police chief says it appears that there were multiple shooters who fired at officers from different locations. They say as many as 4 shooters could have been involved. Investigators then found explosives in a suspicious bag abandoned near police headquarters, and at least one window at the headquarters appeared to be broken after all of the gunfire, but there were no reported injuries.
Oh my God.
An upstate New York prison employee was charged late last night with helping 2 convicted killers escape from the Clinton Correctional Facility last weekend. 51-year-old Joyce Mitchell was charged with a felony count of promoting prison contraband and misdemeanor criminal facilitation. She pleaded not guilty to both of those charges. Officials say Mitchell befriended the inmates Richard, Matt, and David Sweat and gave them tools to escape with. Mitchell also made calls on her cell phone to people connected with the men. It's reported that her husband and prison co-worker Lyle Mitchell is also being investigated. If convicted, Mitchell faces 8 years in prison. And there are 3 new confirmed cases of E. coli in connection with an investigation into an upstate daycare. The 3 new cases all previously had symptoms, but now are better, according to a release. DHEC says there has been no new onset of illness in students or staff of the daycare since June 1st. The E. coli investigation began after a 2-year-old who attended the Learning Vine developed the infection and died. DHEC says the daycare closed voluntarily and has cooperated with the investigation. Members of a South Carolina church group are headed back home after a bus crash in Tennessee Friday morning. 16 kids and the driver were taken to the hospital and all are expected to be okay. Cleveland, Tennessee police say the small bus belongs to Hagood Avenue Baptist Church in Barnwell. The kids were staying in Cleveland for a week-long mission trip, and the pastor of the church was checking out of the hotel and hurried to the area as soon as he heard about the crash.
So we just got out and tried to make sure everybody was okay and everybody was accounted for, and they were, thanks to some incredible EMT people, some incredible first responders. You guys are blessed here with these people. They did an awesome job.
The pastor says one person in another car jumped into action when the crash happened and was so distraught that the hospital decided to keep them a little longer. And an NAACP leader is under fire after claims were made that she is not who she really says she is. Coming up, details on what was revealed about the chapter leader. Happening around the Midlands today, 2016 presidential candidates and their supporters are hitting the ground running. And today there will be several campaign launch parties across the Palmetto State for Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton. Now, Hillary for South Carolina will host more than 24 campaign watch parties and launch day house parties. Clinton is scheduled to deliver her launch speech later today in New York City. Supporters here in South Carolina will gather in Columbia, Greenville, and Charleston to watch that speech live. The Columbia watch party will be at World Beer on Gervais Street beginning at 11:30 this morning.
Yeah, stay cool, stay inside. You don't do a lot of extra work you don't have to outside, especially the next couple of days because of the heat.
All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a great Saturday.